She lost herself in the trees, among the ever-changing leaves. She wept beneath the wild sky as stars told stories of ancient times. The flowers grew towards her light. The river called her name at night. She could not live an ordinary life with the mysteries of the universe hidden in her eyes. Place your hands into soil to feel grounded. Wade in water to feel emotionally healed. Fill your lungs with fresh air to feel mentally clear. Raise your face to the heat of the sun and connect with that fire to feel your own immense power. This bed is so tall. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Greetings from Colorado. Alex and I and Lanka are here on a little family road trip. We are safely traveling through Colorado right now. We are going in and wearing masks wherever people are, and we are taking them off when we're in nature and it's just the two of us and nobody's around, and things feel a little bit more normal here in Colorado than they do back home in LA. I've never seen anything like this, especially during this time of year when all of the aspens are turning this like bright yellow. It's almost neon. I've never really seen such a vibrant color in nature besides like maybe the fish at the bottom of the sea, which I've never even seen in real life. I've just seen it on like Blue Planet. But this has been a really lovely getaway for us. Obviously, we haven't traveled at all this year, really, and so this is kind of our first getaway. It's October here now, and the season is changing, and it's just absolutely magical here, and it's just so cool that we brought Lanka. It took us a couple days from LA to get here. We stopped in Utah, which is also stunning. Alex went down to the river to get some fishing in, and I decided to stay back. It's super windy today. It's been one of the windiest days that we've had so far. That's why you might hear some like doors opening and closing, because the hotel room is like reacting to the wind right now. But I'm looking out of the window, looking at all of the beautiful aspens just like rustle in the wind. It's so pretty. I have Lanka sitting right here by my feet. You can't see him right now, but he is all cozy in his little sleeping bag. He is exhausted because he has been having adventure after adventure. It has been so cool to bring him on this trip. Lanka was living his best life at the first location that we went to in Carbondale. It was a ranch called Cedar Ridge Ranch. The owners are so nice. We stayed in the Stargazer, which is their glamping tent. So it had like a king-size bed and two little twin beds. It was comfortable. It was definitely more luxurious than your normal camping. It got pretty cold in the tent at night this time of year, so we had to layer ourselves in blankets at night. We had to wear a beanie. I wore like 3 different layers when I went to sleep at night. Lanka was always in his little sleeping bag, which was nice. It was just so much fun to be on a ranch, and that's why I booked it. I found it on Airbnb, and I was just like, I want to be here because there were just all sorts of different animals. I did a day where I did yoga with alpacas. That's what I did on my first day. Alex's dad joined us for a couple days, and so they went out for a float trip for fishing, and I stayed back and did alpaca yoga, and it was such a fun day. I got to do a private session. The yoga instructor was so nice. I'm going to put all the details of everything that I did in the description box for you guys so you guys can check it out, because I just had such a wonderful time. In particular, the yoga instructor, Emily, just like really connected me to the area of Carbondale that I was, and she talked about the mountains, and she just like really talked about how nature is so healing, and to just really connect with myself, and talked a lot about self-love. And as you guys know, I absolutely love that. And just watching the alpacas graze as I was doing yoga was so peaceful. Alpacas are such funny little creatures. They are so much fun to watch and to hang around. They're a little bit unsure about people when you approach them, but what was cool is that I was like sitting down on my mat, so they were more comfortable with coming up to me. They're harmless, like they won't bite or do anything. They're just curious, and they're a little bit timid. The next day on the ranch, I booked myself some horse training. One of my dreams in life, and Alex's as well, is for us to own a couple of horses. So I wanted to learn more about caring for a horse. Not only did I want to go horseback riding, which Alex and I did later on, but I wanted to know about caring for a horse. So Meryl, who is the daughter of the ranch, who is an expert in horses. She's been riding since she was so young. I really appreciated the way that she talked about caring for a horse, and she talked about the connection between human and horse. It really made me love horses even more than I already did. It was such a beautiful experience. I got to brush Jojo, my horse. I got to clean the inside of her horseshoe, like while she was standing, while it was on her, which was really neat. She also taught me a lot about communication with your horse and what certain things that they do mean. So horses obviously communicate with body language, and they watch our body language to kind of know what to do or how to do things, or if things are safe or if they're not. And so she was just talking about how, you know, you want to like keep your shoulders back and stand up tall so that your horse knows that you're confident, so that your horse feels safe, because she was talking about it as a partnership. And it was such a lovely experience. I learned so much. The next day I just like word vomited all of the information to Alex. I was like, did you know that they do this? Did you know that you're not supposed to do that? Did you know blah, blah, blah? And he was just like, you are loving life right now. And I was like, I am. So the next day we went together on a ride, and we did a sunset, and it was just him and I and Meryl leading us, and we had the most amazing time. Our ride was out of the ranch, and then we went into BLM land, and it was a couple of hours as the sun was setting, and the colors were just absolutely stunning. The evening light on the fall trees, and then being on a horse, it was just one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had, and it was so much fun to be able to do that with Alex. Every place we have stayed on this trip has been pet friendly. Through Airbnb, you can filter your search to have pets allowed, so that you can only see Airbnbs that will allow pets. Most of the time there is a $25 fee to have your pet, so that's been the case for the 2 different places that we have stayed at so far. The one that we're at currently, same deal, we're just paying a $25 fee to have Lanka, which is well worth it. Everywhere we've been on this trip, we have had Lanka come along with us. Every day we try to make sure that whatever we're doing, Lanka's allowed to come, because that's the whole point of bringing him. There's no point of bringing him on this trip and paying extra for him and going through, there are just more steps that you need to take when you have a dog. There's no point to do all of that if we're not going to bring him along on the days and the activities. And this is such a dog friendly state, so there is a lot that he can do. There's been a couple times, like when we went horseback riding, Lanka has been crate trained since he was a puppy. So in the car we brought his little travel crate, which is the crate that he's used for a long time. It's just a normal crate that you can also bring with you. You can like break it down, and he loves his crate. If you crate train your dog, you probably know the same. Now, he doesn't sleep in his crate anymore at home, but when we do travel, we like to bring his crate so that he has the opportunity to sleep in there at night, because he's so comfortable with his crate. And when you're going to different hotels or even like staying in that glamping spot, we like to keep him in the crate because he feels like it's home, and he barks less at night, and he just feels cozier. It's like bringing his bedroom with him wherever you go, because he's just not familiar with all of these different hotel rooms. Now, during the day, if he's taking a nap, of course, we don't put him in the crate, and sometimes we don't even have him go in the crate if he doesn't want to. We leave it open. But for like when we went horseback riding and we were glamping and we didn't have a location where he wouldn't run out because there wasn't a way to lock it, we kept him in that crate for a couple of hours and he just took a nap. So that's an option. If you are traveling with your dog, you can, if they are crate trained and they're comfortable with their crate, they can be in their crate for a couple of hours while you do something that maybe a dog can't go. On this trip, the primary places we've been exploring have been Glenwood Springs, Carbondale, and Marble. We spent some time in Aspen as well, but just an afternoon so far. It is way less expensive to stay in Carbondale or Glenwood Springs than it is Aspen. Aspen is so expensive, like anywhere from like $600 to $2,000 a night for your stay. Everything's about a half an hour away from each other. Glenwood Springs is about a half an hour from Carbondale. Marble, which is where we are right now, is about a half an hour to 40 minutes from Carbondale. And then Aspen was about 28 minutes from Carbondale. So they're all really easy to get to and from. Glenwood Springs and Carbondale are mountain towns. They have beautiful places to eat and to just stroll along downtown. Each of the towns have beautiful parks that you can go and just chill and have your coffee at, which is what Alex and I did several times, which was so nice. They are a smaller town vibe in my opinion because I'm from LA, which is what I love about those towns. If you are from someplace else or even from this area, they might be considered a bigger town to you, which I think Glenwood Springs and Carbondale are considered the bigger towns, but I'm not 100% sure. To me, they feel small town because I'm from a concrete jungle with so many people. I, in particularly, love Carbondale. If you are ever in Carbondale, go to Bonfire Coffee. It's the best coffee shop that they have. Get an oat milk latte. I got an oat milk latte the first day, and then the next day, I added 2 scoops of vanilla to my oat milk latte, and it was so good. If you end up staying in Carbondale like we did, you have to do the day drive to Marble. We did that one day, and up to Beaver Lake, and we decided to extend our trip and just stay in Marble for the second half of our trip, so that's why I'm here right now. But when we were staying in Carbondale, we did a day drive over here, and it was just stunning. At this point, we've taken that drive many times because if you want to do anything or go to a market or something like that, you have to drive into Carbondale really because there's not a lot in Marble, but that's what we love about it. There is a delicious restaurant in Marble called Slow Grooving Barbecue, which if you are ever in this area or if you're even in Carbondale, it is worth the half-hour drive to get here to have this barbecue. Now there's no service in Marble, so that's something to take note. If you are coming up to Marble, you won't have service the entire drive up here, which you don't need it anyways. You shouldn't be on your phone at all during that drive. You should be looking around you because the views are absolutely spectacular and they will actually take your breath away, which my breath right now, because we're at altitude, I'm just like, We have been up in Marble now for a couple of days. We actually check out here tomorrow and we're going to continue on our journey and just stay for another 3 days in Colorado. So I'll keep you guys posted on Instagram whereabouts we end up going and what we end up doing. I've been sharing a lot on stories and feed posts, kind of just sharing our journey and our adventure with you guys. So if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely check that out. We're staying at a boutique hotel right now that is pet friendly, that charges a $25 fee like I mentioned before, but the view here is absolutely stunning. I'm looking at a horse grazing out there right now with all the fall colors and it's just jaw-dropping. It looks like a painting and I honestly never want to leave. Something to keep in mind if you are traveling right now, COVID is still a thing, and again, this is the first time we've traveled this entire year when, as you guys know, our life is, we're normally traveling every single month. So this year we've been at home the entire year, and so we decided to road trip so that we didn't get on a plane, and we've been wearing our masks every single day. So if you are going to be traveling during this time, just make sure that you're being super safe and that you're social distancing, that you're wearing your mask, and that you're just abiding by the rules and regulations of that state and that town that you are in. This trip has been really special in many ways. It's been a difficult year for a lot of people and for us in our own way, of course, like canceling the wedding and having to kind of rethink all of that, and just, the world, the weight of the world and everything that's going on. It's been hard, and so this has been really a great just way for us to kind of disconnect to reconnect, and that's what nature does, is nature heals us from the inside out. I think I'm going to end this video here and get myself back outside. I want to take Lanka on a little walk and just smell the fresh air and continue to enjoy it. But I'm really happy that I sat down today and just filmed this video for you guys, even if it's quick, to just kind of pop in, say hi, let you know what we've been up to. I know a lot of you guys have been commenting on Instagram asking more about our trip and about having Lanka with us, and I'm what that's like. And so I wanted to share some information with you guys. And if you have any more questions about this trip, or you have questions about traveling with your dog, or you have questions about nature therapy, if you have just comments, concerns, anything like that, comment below on this video and I will be in the comments chatting with you guys about it. And those of you who are from Colorado, you are so freaking lucky. So I just want to let you guys know that. And don't ever take for granted this beautiful place. And I know that you never do. So many of you from Colorado have been commenting on my Instagram and have been saying, you really can't go wrong no matter where you go, because I asked for recommendations, and that is truly so true. It is spot on. Everywhere you go in this beautiful state is stunning. You can't even turn a corner without being in awe of its natural beauty. So I just feel really grateful to be here, and I feel grateful that you guys are watching this video and that you guys are here. And I am going to go take this little one on a walk now and stare at these beautiful trees some more. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys very soon in a new one.